She once rejected me and chose another. Now, out of a toxic relationship, she says she still loves me, but I don't feel the same anymore. Lena, 28 female, and I met in a recreational volleyball league 3 years ago. Our team practiced twice a week and played weekend matches. Our friends formed that way. We had drinks or meals after every practice at 8. Corporate lawyer Chase, 30 male, was here. Lena caught my eye immediately. She was like this, not only in appearance but in energy. She loved teaching high school science and often had funny anecdotes about her students. Lena spoke most in our group after practice. Chase was also first intrigued by her. He always sat next to her and walked her to her car when we went out. Our group bonded in the first year. We shared birthdays, moved apartments, and went to Cape Cod for a weekend. Lena became more attractive to me throughout this time. She crossed my mind during work meetings and grocery shopping. We frequently texted about various topics, such as a hilarious dog she spotted on her way to work, a new restaurant, or book TV program recommendations. After a year and a half with Lena, I told her how I felt. It was difficult to decide. Changing our friendship kept me up at night. What if she declined? Would our relationship suffer? Would it affect all our friends? I pondered these questions for weeks. One night after practice, I invited Lena to coffee. Just us two. Near the gym, we visited this small cafe. I recall everything about that time. I saw the chipped blue mug in front of me, the espresso machine hum, and the dusk light through the windows. I informed Lena that my love for her had gone beyond friendship and asked if she would date me. Lena took what seemed like hours to respond to her coffee. She stated she loved our friendship but not me. She said she wasn't searching for a relationship because she was considering applying for a master's program. I spent hours staring at my ceiling at home that night. Despite the hurt, I appreciated her rejection. I avoided acting differently around her for several weeks. We kept playing volleyball, hanging out, and texting. The rejection pain dissipated as I focused on going forward. After rejecting me, Lena started dating Chase within 2 months. They revealed themselves during our Friday night drinks while holding hands. The sight hit me hard. They received congrats from everyone while I tried to absorb what was happening. She wasn't only dating someone else. She explicitly stated she didn't desire a relationship at that time. Seeing them together showed me her rejection wasn't about timing or priorities. She wasn't interested in me. I felt something change then. I lost interest in Lena. Not out of spite or resentment, but because shared passion is essential for my romantic desire. Without exchange, such feelings were trapped. I remained friends with Lena and Chase despite this news. I wanted Lena to be happy. Chase making her happy is fine with me. We still play volleyball, but I miss some after becoming CFO. Lena and I still texted, joked, and told stories. She became close friends with my sister, Claire, 32 female, with whom she went shopping and had lunch every few weeks. Thank goodness they connected. Claire wanted Boston friends after moving there recently. Chase and Lena split months ago. Our group was shocked, because they always appeared like a fantastic match. Chase stopped attending our meetings first, then Lena. When she joined us, she was quieter, and less herself. I discovered the truth 3 weeks ago. Shaking, Claire called me. Lena showed images of arm and back bruising. Chase abused her physically and emotionally. He continually judged her, monitored her phone, and cut her off from friends. This news left me flabbergasted. My longtime friend Chase, who laughed with us and helped us move apartments, was torturing Lena behind closed doors. Lena spent more time with Claire and at my house after this discovery. We encouraged her without pressuring her. She was improving, but I thought she needed professional help to digest things. Lena visited my apartment 2 weeks ago. We drank wine and chatted about nothing important. A new Netflix program, volleyball season, weather. 2 people can hardly stand in my tiny kitchen without knocking into each other. Lena kissed me while we laughed. I left the kiss after 10 seconds. I joked about the wine being stronger than expected. Lena laughed too, agreeing it was booze. Shortly after, she left to create lesson plans for tomorrow. Lena returned to my door the next morning. She asked to talk with red eyes. Sitting on my couch, she said she had loved me for months. She wished we had started our relationship earlier. Lena says she initially declined Chase's invitation. He kept delivering flowers to her school and bringing takeout from her favorite restaurant to her apartment until she agreed to a date. She felt rushed into the relationship. Lena thought she and I might have met if Chase hadn't pushed so hard. I listened to what she said, having chaotic feelings. After she stopped being romantic, I told her I loved her as a friend, but no longer loved her. I didn't feel excited about dating her anymore. Lena's face fell. She wondered whether I was rejecting her out of revenge after years of rejection. I assure her that wasn't the case, but secretly I knew her initial rejection had affected my view of her. Once I discovered she didn't share my romantic feelings, they never returned. It wasn't revenge. My initial need was shared enthusiasm. Lena seemed distraught leaving my flat. Claire called me that night, angry I rejected Lena. She said Lena was my perfect match and I was nasty and vengeful. Claire claimed that Chase, a textbook narcissist, had twisted Lena, and I was punishing her for nothing. Lena texted me the next day, requesting solitude. She suggested we quit seeing each other. This upsets me because I tried to keep our friendship despite my sad sentiments when she rejected me years ago. I still consider Lena a friend and hope we can reconnect. I granted her space and planned to contact her when things calmed down. Claire needed to be told about limits and asked to leave first. 2 weeks have passed since I posted, and things have taken some unexpected turns. Claire joined me for lunch the day after my post. She silently read the Reddit thread on my phone while I picked up my omelet. Her phone was put down and she apologized after reading. Claire agreed that she shouldn't meddle and pledged to back my decision. She even agreed with many commenters that Lena and I should be apart for now. My chat with Claire went better than expected, and I was relieved to resolve at least one stress. After much counsel and my own instincts, I chose to stay away from Lena. We had time to process because I didn't text or phone her. A week after meeting Claire, I attended a friend's Cambridge housewarming celebration. The apartment was full of people, music was loud, and everyone seemed happy. After a hard week at work, I went home around midnight, exhausted. When I got to my building, the front desk clerk said Lena was waiting. Unsure what was so essential that she needed to see me at midnight, I allowed her up. Lena was looking better after months. She smiled broadly and had sparkling eyes when she saw me. She hugged me like she missed me and wanted to hang out. Lena said she saw my party Instagram story and asked our common buddy where I was. When she heard I left early, she came over. I had a few drinks while talking to Lena after drinking at the party. We reminisced about our week apart in a relaxed manner. Lena kissed me again in my kitchen. Due to drink and familiarity, I didn't stop her this time. Lena slept. I got up first the next morning, my head hammering from the cocktails. I went to fetch coffee while Lena slept, unsure what transpired. She was showering when I returned. I waited on the bed with coffees, knowing we had to chat. Lena requested to speak. She admitted I could believe she was using me as a rebound or backup following Chase, but she assured her feelings were genuine. She wanted to show me we could work together and be a couple. I told Lena I was confused. Though the night before had been pleasant, I still didn't feel the same way about her as she did about me. I said my feelings for her were not romantic. Lena sobbed and asked if she could alter my mind. I advised us to take a break to calm down. Perhaps we could revisit the conversation with clearer heads and repair our friendship. But seeing each other now will hurt more. Lena cried more but agreed. After breakfast and easy discussion, she departed my apartment a few hours later. I paced my apartment after she departed, shaken by all that happened. Despite our physical intimacy, my feelings remained the same. Although it was harder than expected, I knew a clean break was right. Later, I realized sleeping with Lena was wrong. Alcohol clouded my judgment, sending confusing signals when she needed clarity. Coffee I brought back wasn't a boyfriend gift. Coffee preceded an uncomfortable conversation. I think Lena needs time to recover from Chase. Abuse produces profound wounds that take time to heal. Therefore, she may not be ready for another relationship. My romantic sentiments for Lena are 95% gone. The night we spent together caused some doubt. But it was due to our physical connection, not my mood. I will maintain our clean break for now. It feels like our cleanest, nicest path forward. Update 2. A month has passed since my last post, and Lena's position has worsened unexpectedly. After Lena departed my flat after our night, I banned contact. 2 days later, she texted to discuss. I said I didn't like it, and that we needed time apart for now. After that, Lena texted several times. First saying she understood, then saying we'd be great together, and eventually saying I was wrong to push her away. These texts stopped coming after I didn't react. I reluctantly admit that our friendship was probably over. That knowledge made me sad, but I thought we had to move on and find pleasure elsewhere. For a year, I've worked with Sophie, 29F, a legal consultant, on a significant acquisition deal. Sophie's intelligence, passion, and wit make even the most tiresome contract reviews tolerable. During our months of working together, I had strong feelings for her, but never acted on them due to our professional connection. I asked Sophie out for coffee months ago, but she graciously rejected it, saying it wouldn't be acceptable while we were working on the sale. I fully respected her boundaries and agreed. We completed our acquisition 2 weeks ago. I invited Sophie to dinner to celebrate after the firm received the announcement email. She smiled and agreed immediately, as if she'd been waiting for this. First date went great. Conversations naturally moved from business to personal interests and objectives. Sophie said she informed her friends about me months ago, which astonished me because I did the same. The challenge of working together while being attracted made us chuckle. Sophie returned to my apartment after the date. Lena lacked our natural mutual connection. Sophie contacted me 2 days later. Our coffee appointment was requested quickly. Sophie was anxious and pushed her phone across the cafe table as I arrived. Lena's LinkedIn message appeared. Lena found out about Sophie and me. She informed Sophie of our relationship in her first communication. Lena said her and I were going through a rough patch. After Sophie didn't react, Lena sent another message accusing me of manipulating women, serial dating and hurting women who fell for me. Sophie was naturally alarmed by these messages. She liked me but didn't want to get engaged in romantic drama. She suggested we quit seeing each other before things escalated. I told Lena the whole story to avoid losing Sophie to false allegations. Sophie saw my original Reddit post about the event. After reading everything, Sophie consented to visit me, but I could see the episode had shaken her trust in our promising relationship. Lena's attempt to ruin my connection with Sophie upset me. I pondered addressing Lena and saying hurtful things. I've never retaliated, even when provoked. However, Sophie and I blocked Lena on all social media and communication methods. I called Claire to tell her, and Lena's behavior startled her too. Claire said she wasn't in touch with Lena anymore, which I trusted. I chose not to notify our mutual friends about Lena's situation. Some friends may only hear Lena's account, but I'm keeping my personal life secret. Only LinkedIn remains for professional reasons after I canceled most social media accounts. Many reviewers on my prior postings told me Lena might be manipulative or unstable, but I ignored them. I now see what they saw that I missed due to our friendship. If Lena contacts me again, I'll set boundaries. I wonder if Lena's friendship with Chase affects her more than we thought. Her destructive behavior may have been taught by an abusive relationship. Despite my anger at her behavior, I remember Lena as compassionate, witty and passionate about teaching, and I see how much she's changed. Update 3. I wanted to inform you on how things went after 3 months. After Lena tried to interfere with my relationship with Sophie, she didn't contact us for a month. Her presence at places she knew I may have increased. She visited my gym, the coffee shop near my office during lunch, then a restaurant where I was having dinner with coworkers. I avoid interaction and depart swiftly every time. I resolved to take direct action after 5 coincidental meetings. A lawyer urged me to write Lena an official no-contact letter. The letter indicated that I did not want to engage with her, and that any attempts to contact me or visit me would be harassment. Lena emailed me and Sophie a lengthy email 2 days after the letter arrived. She apologized and said she had started therapy to cope with her connection with Chase. She wrote that she admits her actions were wrong and will respect our boundaries. I ignored the email per my lawyer's advice. We agreed to keep Lena out of touch after discussing it with Sophie. Despite the earnest apology, the relationship was too damaged to renew. Claire briefly contacted Lena after the apology email. Claire reports that Lena regrets her behavior and is addressing major concerns related to her relationship with Chase. Claire and Lena met for coffee once, but Claire felt it would be disloyal to me and complex given the past. The drama eventually disbanded our volleyball team. Some friends stayed with me, others with Lena, and some left, uneasy. Some days I miss those friendships, but I know why. Sophie and I have been dating for 4 months. My relationship with Lena was complicated, but this one went smoothly. We have agreed to move in together when my lease ends next month. Working together goes nicely. We're professional at work, but enjoy our personal lives. I learned via mutual contacts that Chase moved to Chicago for work. No one in our former buddy circle talks to him, and Lena filed a police report about the abuse, but didn't press charges. Time has allowed me to process everything. My experience with Lena showed me the importance of setting boundaries and ending friendships. I'm no longer angry at Lena, but I don't want to see her. Through this, Claire and I have become closer as friends. Now a trusted confidant, her friendship with Sophie is growing. We have weekly dinners and feel like we're establishing a healthy social group. I learned from this that sometimes the hardest actions, like cutting ties with a loved one, are vital for your well-being. Moving forward requires letting go, even if it hurts. I appreciate building a life with respectful limits and open communication. Thank you to everyone who advised and supported me during this difficult time. Your advice helped me manage difficult emotions and make better choices. I'll stop posting updates now that this chapter is over. Move on to the next story. Story 2. My jobless cousin bullied my sister after my parents let him stay. My parents chose him over us when I defended her. I'm a 25 female and live with my parents while finishing my social work master's. Our family has always been close despite sibling rivalries and disagreements. I'm the middle child between my older brother Jake, 28 male, and younger sister Mia, 21 female. Our parents raised us to always look out for each other. Our parents, David, 55 male, and Linda, 53 female, have always supported our goals. They encouraged us to study, even if it meant staying home to save money. Due to this, I don't pay rent but contribute to utilities and groceries. Our arrangement has worked wonderfully for years. Jake returned home last year after quitting his marketing job. When his firm restructured, he was living in the city and climbing the corporate ladder. He lost his job and struggled to pay rent in his luxury apartment. Jake returned home to regroup and find his footing, so our parents welcomed him. Mia, the youngest, attends community college at home. She's always been our most sensitive and artistic. Mia is pursuing her photography passion, while Jake and I choose more traditional careers. Our parents are supportive but worried about her field's financial security. Our cousin Alex, 23 million, came to be with us 2 months ago, changing our life. My mom's sister's son, Alex, was our vacation and summer companion. He was always the life of the party, quick with a joke and never took anything seriously. Alex struggled despite his easygoing exterior. Alex struggled with his parents' breakup throughout high school. He acted out, got in trouble, and quit college after a semester. He's bounced between jobs for years, never finding his niche. His recent relationship with Sarah seemed to change him. Alex seemed to be settling down and planning his future for the first time in years. We were surprised when Alex arrived 2 months earlier, looking lost and defeated. He said Sarah broke up with him and kicked him out of their flat. He was too embarrassed to return to his mother's house and had nowhere else to go. Since our parents are loving, they offered him our guest room till he recovered. All appeared well at first. Alex was appreciative for the support and tried to help around the house. He did the dishes, mowed the lawn, and helped Jake with job applications without being asked. We hoped this would wake Alex up and change his life. After a month with Alex, I noticed a difference in household dynamics. It started off subtly, a snarky remark or a backhanded compliment. Most comments seemed to target Mia. I originally dismissed it as Alex's regular mocking. He'd always been a jokester, even as a kid. As time went on, I couldn't ignore the pattern. Alex seemed to intentionally upset Mia. Alex said, "Isn't that skirt a little short for a family dinner?" Or, "I bet you're trying to impress that barista at the coffee shop." When Mia talked about her photography projects, Alex rolled his eyes and said something about starving artists. I tried to discuss it discreetly with Alex. I approached him in the kitchen one afternoon when everyone was out. I said, "Hey Alex," attempting to be casual. "I've noticed you've been pretty hard on Mia lately. Is everything okay?" Alex shrugged, grabbed a beer from the fridge. "I'm joking," he said. "Mia must toughen up to succeed in life. Besides, it's not my fault if she can't take a joke." "I didn't want to create house tension," he said. "I choose to monitor the situation." I spent more time in the common areas while Alex and Mia were home to deter misbehavior. Mia was increasing her withdrawal. Her living room was her favorite spot for sketching and laptop photo processing. She mostly holds up in her room now. After hesitating, she told me Alex's comments were hurting her. "I can't do anything right while he's around," she said, crying. "But I don't want to tell Mom and Dad. By keeping Alex, they're doing so much." I assure Mia that her feelings were valid, and that she had a right to feel comfortable at home. Mia asked me not to tell our parents about the situation. Alex was already struggling, and she didn't want to cause controversy. A family supper last week resolved matters. All of us were at the table for Mom's excellent lasagna. The conversation started lightly with Jake mentioning a promising employment opportunity and Dad planning a weekend fishing vacation. Suddenly Mia revealed that she was going on a date with a photography classmate. Alex's demeanor changed when she spoke. His sparkle in his eyes made me apprehensive as he leaned forward. Well, he sarcastically remarked. It appears our tiny Mia is finally expressing herself. Mia flushed red and stared at her plate as Alex interrogated her about the guy, asking increasingly personal and inappropriate questions. So, is this guy aware of your, shall we say, limited experience? Or, are you planning to fake it till you make it? He sneezed. I saw Mia shrinking in her chair, mortified. I tried to change the subject by asking Dad about his fishing trip, but Alex kept going. He turned to me and narrowed his eyes. What's the matter, sis? Afraid little Mia can't handle a little teasing? Or are you jealous that she has a date and you don't? Enough, Alex, I snap. You're a guest in this house, and you need to show some respect. Just because your life is a mess doesn't mean you can take it out on Mia or anyone else. The table fell silent, and everyone stared at me in shock. Alex's face contorted with anger. He stood up suddenly, his chair scraping loudly against the floor. You know what? I don't need this. I'm out of here. He stormed out of the house, slamming the door behind him. The silence was deafening. Dad cleared his throat and said, I think we all need to calm down. Slowly. Alex is family and he's going through a tough time. We need to be more understanding. I couldn't believe the words. Dad, did you not hear how he was talking to Mia? To all of us? That's not okay. Tough time or not. Mom tried to intervene, suggesting we take a breather and discuss things when everyone had calmed down. But Alex didn't return for 2 days. When he did, my parents called a family meeting. They said Alex would be staying with us for at least another month and that we needed to get along. I tried to explain Alex's behavior toward Mia, but my parents dismissed it as cousin rivalry and told us to resolve it ourselves. Now the house is unbearably tense. Alex hardly speaks to me, throwing me dirty looks anytime we're in the same room. Mia appears more reclusive than ever, spending practically all her time in her closed room. Jake has been avoiding it, saying it's not his concern. I feel like I'm the only one standing up for Mia, but I'm not sure if I crossed a line with what I said to Alex. Should I apologize to keep the peace or stand my ground? I don't want to make things worse for Mia, but I don't think it's right to let Alex treat her this way in our home. I don't know what to do next. Update 1. It's been 2 weeks since my last post, and I wish I could say things have improved, but the situation has only escalated. After much internal debate, I decided to try to reconcile with Alex. One morning in the kitchen, I apologized for my harsh words at dinner and explained that while I still cared about Mia, I could have expressed it more tactfully. Alex seemed to accept my apology, even cracking a smile and saying, "Water under the bridge, cuz." I felt hopeful that we could move past this and cooperate peacefully. Despite our apparent reconciliation, Alex's behavior toward Mia hasn't improved at all. If anything, it seems to have gotten worse, as if he's trying to make up for lost time. He's become more subtle in his jabs, making innocent-sounding comments with a clear mockery undercurrent. I helped Mia choose her outfit and gave her a pep talk before she left for her date with the guy from her photography class last weekend. She had been nervous all week, changing her outfit multiple times and worrying about every detail. As she left, I felt protective sisterly pride. Alex was watching a basketball game on the couch in the living room when Mia came home later that night. When she came in, he muted the TV and sat up, displaying a predatory grin. Well, look who's doing the walk of shame, he said, his voice dripping with insinuation. Mia tried to brush him off, mumbling a quick goodnight as she headed upstairs. Alex wasn't ready to let her off the hook, so he started grilling her about the date, getting more crass and invasive. Come on, Mia, don't be shy, he said. Did he get to second base or did you strike out again? I was in the kitchen doing dishes, but I heard everything. Alex, that's enough, I said firmly. Mia doesn't have to tell you about her date. Alex held up his hands and mocked surrender. Whoa, easy there, big sis. I'm just looking out for my little cousin. Someone's got to make sure she's not getting taken advantage of, right? He turned back to Mia, his voice becoming patronizing. Mia snapped, releasing months of pent-up rage as she shouted, Shut up, Alex. Quit talking. I'm weary of your jokes and comments. Not hilarious. I feel horrible and they're useless. The room became silent as Alex and I were astonished by Mia's scream. Then Alex laughed, a harsh mocking sound that made my skin crawl. Wow, looks like tiny Mia finally got a backbone. He sneezed. Maybe now you can keep a guy interested for more than one day. I was furious and stepped between Alex and Mia, my voice low and dangerous. That's it, Alex. You need to apologize right now or I swear to God. Alex stood up to his full height. Run to mommy and daddy again. They don't care. They're too busy feeling sorry for poor miserable Alex to realize what's really going on. He went off to the guest room, slamming the door so hard that the portraits on the wall rattled. Mia cried, and I spent the next hour comforting her in her bed. Between sobs, she admitted that Alex's behavior had been getting worse over the past few weeks, and that she was afraid to be alone in the house with him, always locking her door at night. The next day, I decided to have a serious talk with our parents. I waited until Alex had left for a job interview, or so he said, before sitting them down in the living room. My parents' reaction was shocking and disappointing. My mom shook her hands nervously, her brow furrowed with concern. But not for Mia. I explained everything that had been happening, from Alex's constant belittling comments to the incident after Mia's date. I emphasized how uncomfortable and unsafe Mia was feeling in her own home. Honey, she said, you may be exaggerating. Alex is struggling so much. Alex lost his job, girlfriend, and home at once, so it's no wonder he's behaving out. Mia's young. Are you serious? I asked, my voice rising in disbelief. Alex is an adult. His hard time doesn't give him the right to harass Mia or anyone else. She doesn't feel safe in her own home. My parents exchanged a look that made my stomach drop. My father grew stern. We appreciate that you're trying to help your sister, but you need to stay out of this. Alex is family, and we won't kick him out when he has nowhere else to go. So what? We just let him keep treating Mia like this? I demanded. My mother sobbed. We'll talk to Alex. We're not kicking anyone out, but if you keep causing problems, we may have to adjust our financial support. Your tuition isn't cheap, you know. I felt slapped. I couldn't believe my parents were prioritizing Alex's comfort over Mia's safety and using my education to keep me quiet. I stormed out of the room, my mind reeling. Now I'm at a loss. Mia is miserable. Alex is unapologetic. My parents seem determined to ignore everything. Jake still wants to help, saying it's not his problem, but I feel like I'm the only one trying to protect Mia, and I'm afraid of the consequences if I push too hard. I'm starting to wonder if I should move out, but I don't know how I'd afford it while finishing my degree. Leaving Mia alone makes me sick, but I'm running out of options. Does anyone have any advice on how to support Mia without alienating my family or jeopardizing my education? I feel trapped in an impossible situation and don't know what to do. Update 2. The past week has been a roller coaster of emotions and events that I'm still processing. After my last update, I felt trapped. My parents refused to acknowledge Alex's seriousness, leaving me feeling helpless and frustrated. I knew I needed to do something more concrete to protect Mia, but I was afraid of overstepping or making things worse. After much internal debate, I made a decision I'm still not comfortable with. I set up a hidden camera in the living room, which is unethical and possibly illegal, but I needed evidence to show my parents that they couldn't deny it. I borrowed a small camera from a friend in my program and carefully placed it on an angled bookshelf to capture most of the living room and part of the kitchen. After 3 days of anxiously checking the footage each night when everyone was asleep, I saw nothing particularly damning. Just the usual family comings and goings. But on the 4th day, Alex cornered Mia in the kitchen while she was getting a glass of water. He blocked her path, leaning in close as he spoke. The audio was muffled, but I could hear Mia's fear as she asked him to move. Alex reached out and tried to touch her face, but she jerked away, knocking over her glass. As water spilled across the counter, Mia ducked under Alex's arm and ran upstairs. I was shaking with anger as I watched the footage. This was no longer about snide comments or inappropriate jokes, this was physically intimidating. I went to confront Alex, but he wasn't in the house. I found Mia curled up on her bed with her headphones on. She cried when I showed her the video, admitting that Alex had been getting more physical with his jokes in recent weeks. We showed our parents the video when they got home from work. My mom cried and my dad turned red with anger. Instead of yelling at Alex, he yelled at me. You violated everyone's privacy. What were you thinking? I was shocked. I tried to talk about Alex's behavior, But my parents kept talking about me breaking their trust and how low I would go. When I told my dad that the camera had caught Alex assaulting Mia, he said, it was probably just a misunderstanding, as if to say that Alex was probably just teasing. Mia, who had been quiet throughout the confrontation, stood up and said, I can't believe you're defending him, shaking her head. I'm not safe here anymore. I want to leave. That's when I knew we had to leave. I told my parents they were failing to protect their daughter and that I couldn't stand by and watch. I helped Mia pack a bag, threw some of my own things in, and we left that night. Jake finally intervenes and is trying to mediate between us and our parents, but they're more concerned about me overreacting and dividing the family than Alex's behavior. If I don't apologize for the camera incident at home, they'll cut me off financially. I'm looking into getting Mia and me our own place, but it's going to be tight. I'm also considering going to the police with the video footage, but I'm worried about Mia. How do I protect Mia and myself while dealing with the fallout from my family? Has anyone dealt with unsupportive parents? Update 3. A month has passed since my last update, and so much has changed. After much discussion with Mia and advice from a domestic violence hotline, we decided to file a police report about Alex's behavior. It was hard, but we knew it was necessary for our safety and to prevent Alex from harming others. The officers who took our statement were understanding and professional. They reviewed my video footage and took detailed accounts from Mia and me about Alex's behavior. They said Alex's actions may have been harassment rather than assault, but the video of him cornering Mia was particularly concerning. The police also interviewed our parents and Jake, which seemed to wake them up to the seriousness of the situation. Mom called me in tears, apologizing for not believing us sooner, and begging us to come home. Dad was more reserved, but Jake said he seemed shaken by the police involvement. We also contacted our aunt, Alex's mother, to let her know what was going on. Instead of defending Alex, she broke down and revealed that this wasn't the first time he had shown inappropriate behavior toward women. The family had swept away incidents in high school and college, hoping Alex would grow out of it. Due to the police report and investigation, Alex is now facing charges of harassment and attempted sexual assault. He's been ordered to stay away from Mia and me and is no longer living at our parents' house. Last I heard, he's staying with a friend and must attend counseling. Mom has been calling daily to check on us and offering to pay for Mia's therapy. Dad is still struggling to accept everything, but he's trying. He helped us move our remaining things out of the house and respects our need for space. Jake has surprisingly stepped up in a big way. He's been mediating between us and our parents, helping them understand our perspective. He's also supported our decision to involve the police, saying he wishes he had taken our concerns more seriously earlier. Mia and I have found a small, affordable apartment. It's not much, but it's ours and safe. I work part-time at a local community center to cover expenses, and Mia does freelance photography. Juggling work, school, and our new living situation is difficult, but we're managing. I told my graduate advisor about my education. They were very understanding and helped me create a more flexible schedule. I may have to extend my program by a semester, but I'm determined to finish my degree. We're taking things day by day, focusing on healing and moving forward. I've learned that trusting your instincts and asking for help are crucial. Thank you to everyone who gave advice and support throughout this ordeal. Your words of encouragement meant more than you know. If anyone else is in a similar circumstance, please ask for help. You're not alone and deserve home safety.